Since I've been playing a lot of classic Doom lately, I realized I should make a video on how Doom 2 has inspired my Doom 2016 mapping throughout the years I've used Doom SnapMap. As much I love Doom 2016, Doom 2 in my eyes is still the best in the series, and that also means it's my favorite. It's truly one of the greatest video game sequels for sure, and the fact that I still play Doom 2 after many years really proves how great the game really is. And I'm just talking about like playing Doom 2 alone and its 32 levels. I'm not including its map packs and fan-made content too, which obviously helps the Doom 2 playing experience for sure. You're watching gameplay video of No Rest for the Living, which is my all-time favorite official add-on for Doom 2, and even though these 5 reasons are more related to the maps from the base game, it can still apply to No Rest for the Living in a way, because this WOD really understands what makes Doom 2 such an amazing game to play. Anyways, let's get to the 5 reasons. The first reason is to make your maps be diverse as possible, especially if you plan on making a Doom 2016 custom campaign. Doom 2 has improved the themes of levels compared to the original Doom. The first game was mostly tech-based and hellish landscapes. There were some other that were different than those, but for the most part, it's just hell and tech-based. Doom 2, on the other hand, expands upon many different settings for its levels. You got city-themed maps, you got cavern-themed levels, you got some that are experimental, like Barrels of Fun, you have sewers, and the list just goes on. I've always enjoyed playing Doom 2 for the many different kinds of maps you go to. It makes the campaign really feel like a big adventure, and it gets the player excited of what the next level will be. At least that's how I felt when I was playing Doom 2 for the first time back then. The second reason is to have a good balance between BFG and non-BFG encounters. What does that mean? In Doom 2, there are some encounters that pretty much scream at the player to spam BFG, and then there are some that aren't just like that. For example, in the 16th level, Suburbs, when you get the blue skull key, like that big encounter is pretty much designed to like scream at you for using the BFG. But then there are like some encounters on that map that isn't like designed to be used for the BFG. I always enjoyed having this sort of design in my 2016 campaigns because I think it's really fun to use the BFG 9000, and there is a sense of satisfaction when you're firing your BFG and it's just destroying hordes of Menkabai or Hell Knight. It doesn't matter if I play Doom 2 or Doom 2016, it always feels good to experience that. However, it is still important to have encounters that require you to use the standard and conventional weapons. It's sort of like having peaks and valleys for the combat within the game. And ever since I realized that design choice from Doom 2, I feel like it's something worth following in my 2016 campaigns. The third reason is to create memorable combat encounters. There are a lot of great fights in Doom 2, like the entirety of Dead Simple is a classic. I've always loved the big fights in Monster Condo because it's just fun to use the BFG or rocket launcher spam on those fights. Even for the early game levels, like the Focus and the Waste Tunnels are excellent in terms of providing great flow when you're killing those lower tier monsters. So combat is an important aspect for first person shooters and Doom, but it's also depending how well you can make those encounters to really make them truly memorable and always a blast to experience them, no matter how many times you play through it. The fourth reason is to make your levels have different personalities. Doom 2 definitely has levels that are like more straightforward in a way. Like they're not too hard to figure out when it comes to the navigation or puzzle solving aspects, and they might be like a lot more combat oriented, if you would say. But then there are levels like Downtown or the Citadel, which are much more exploration based, and it does require you to take things slowly as you figure out how to beat those levels. It's great to have these kinds of levels that have their own purpose of what they're trying to do, and it helps making your levels feel different from each other, which is important when making a first-person shooter campaign. You always want to make levels that won't repeat itself in a way, and that is something I always stress on when I was working on my campaigns from the past. It's just that having different personalities of your levels, I think it makes the playing experience a lot more interesting, especially it won't feel as repetitive, if that makes any sense. For the final reason, and this one is fairly self-explanatory, make levels that will feel timeless. It should be noted that Doom 2 was made with primitive hardware and a map editor back in the day. Nowadays, die-hard classic Doom fans can really make levels that are way more technically impressive than what id Software did, but id Software had an excellent understanding on how to make a game that's truly timeless, like the first Doom, and the level design is a part of that. There wouldn't be any of these crazy community-made levels if Doom 2 didn't exist, because all of the fan-made content, they got something to owe to the official 1994 levels. Despite the levels in Doom 2 being quote-unquote dated from the community maps, I still love playing through them because they give me so much sentimental value. Like, I remembered the second level was memorable because it was the first time you picked up the super shotgun, and that map is basically just like, teaching you that the super shotgun is awesome. I loved the tricks and traps because the theme of that level was just so cool, and it had so many fun combat. I remember the spirit world was immersive and truly did make me feel like I was in hell, and the list just goes on. Doom 2 just has so many memorable moments that makes it still an excellent game to play. When you compare it within the Doom snapmap world, dealing with limitation is always going to be a thing, but look at Doom 2. It dealt with lots of limitations, and it's still an excellent game to play. So what that means is, if you got the game design skills, you can truly make something that's going to last, and I feel like I've done that with a decent amount of my old levels that I made back in the free update 2 or 4 days. Some of them I'm still very proud of, and that's all because I learned it from Doom 2. Anyways, that's really it for the video, and thank you for watching, everyone. I'll try my best to stay more active on YouTube, but I've been busy with lots of stuff. So thank you for watching.